everybody, welcome to Life at Sunny Lee with Kathy Jarvis. My name is Kathy Jarvis, and today we're going to be talking about bringing in your patio plants for winter. Which plant we're going to work on today is going to be the Coleus. And there's a lot of plants that you can actually overwinter. They say they're annuals. They're only annuals because once the freeze hits them, they're gone. But a lot of them can be brought in to the house, and you can keep them throughout the winter and plant them in next spring. And with the way seeds prices and plant prices are going up, that might be something you want to try this year. We're going to work on the Coleuses today. We're going to collect seeds. I'll show you how to do that. And there's actually 3 ways that you can save your plants. You can collect seeds, you can try to overwinter the whole complete plant, or you can take cuttings. And we're going to do a little bit of each. First thing we're going to look at is how to collect the seeds. Now I'm going to turn you around so you can see the plants that we're going to be working with. We're going to be working with this Coleus and that one back there. Now if you haven't brought in your house plants yet, if you took them out in the summer, now is the perfect time. Well, they should be inside the house by now. They're not going to be able to take these cold temperatures that we're getting lately. It's been like 40 degrees at night here, and that's about as low as the Coleus can take. So we're going to work on collecting them today. Now the first thing you notice is I left all my Coleus go to seed, and that's this part here. Now the bees loved it. They were on it all summer. And you can see a little gnat on, not gnat, but a little bee on there now. So what we're going to do is look at the plant and remove the seed pods that are ready. Those that have the flowers on them yet and are still green, they are not ready. They need about another week yet to go. You want the ones that have dark on them. If they have the dark, they're ready. Come over here and look at this one. I'll show you a really good example. This one is definitely ready. So what we're going to do is very gently cut it right about here. And you want to do this gently because the seed pods will come off. So you've got this. And we're going to take this and we're going to put it on a tray. And you see I've got other ones already on here. And we're going to let those dry for a couple of days. Now these over here I've had dry for about a week now. So they're ready for the next step. And I will show you what that is now. Once your plant has dried out, what you'll do is take a white paper plate and gently get the seeds off. Each of these little seed pods will hold about 4 seeds. And the seeds are very, very small. And that's the reason you do it over a white paper plate, because when they pop out, they're hard to pick up off of paper towel. Now some people run them through a fine screen and get them that way. I prefer this way. It's less shaft and more seeds. So there are your little seeds that you're going to be collecting. They are small. And this is what one looks like. There you go. Very, very small. So you can do that and collect your seeds. Another way to overwinter your plant is to take cuttings. Now, to do a cutting, you look at your plant and you find a nice stem. Here's a perfect one. It's got a little flower at the top, and it's got a good stem. So what we'll do is we'll come down here, we'll clip it right at an angle. See, it's at an angle. Remove the bottom leaves. Now you have a chance. You can either put this in dirt or you can put it in water. If you want to put it in water, you just leave the top two leaves so that it kind of acts as something to hold the leaf so it doesn't all drop into the water. And you put the plant down into the water. And you change this water about every 3 days. And once it starts to root, you'll pull it out. You'll gently wash the roots off underneath running water. Dump this water, rinse this out, put new lukewarm water in, and drop your plant back in. Now, the other way to overwinter your plant is to take the whole plant inside and put it in a warm location. Now, they like heat and they like humidity. So that's the main thing you're going to have to worry about. They will drop their leaves. They will go dormant throughout the winter. Do not fertilize them, but keep them watered. Do the finger tests. Don't overwater them. Like I said, they'll lose most of their leaves. Don't worry about it. They'll be by this spring, they're going to look awful. You're going to think they're dead. But if you look closely, you'll see new life at the bottom, which means that they're made it, and you can just plant them outside once you harden them off again. Now, one thing to be careful about. This plant is toxic to cats and dogs. Now, usually you'll find that they don't bother them when they're outside, but when they're inside and the animal gets bored, they're more likely to get into them. So place them in an area where they're not accessible to the cats or the dogs, because you don't want to poison your animals just to save a plant. Okay, when taking your cuttings, make sure that you take a bunch, because not all of them will actually root or will they make it through the winter. So you want to make sure you have a lot of cuttings. Change the water every 2 or 3 days. Do not use any fertilizer. You're not really growing the plant, you're growing the root, and you don't want the plant to put out a bunch of new growth at this time. It's supposed to be in its resting stage. Also, make sure that you keep your seeds that you've collected in a dry, cool spot. Your plants, if you bring them in, you can cut them back a little to make them a little bit smaller. I'll be taking all these tops off of them, and I'll be taking a lot of the snips for more cuttings. And you want to bring them into an area that's not really heated yet. Bring them in from outside, because you want to acclimate them one step at a time. And you also want to keep them away from your houseplants until you've made sure that there's no bugs on them. And once they've been in, I'm leaving them on my enclosed back porch, which is insulated and will keep them warmer than outside. I'll keep them here for about a week to make sure there's no bugs, and then I will move them upstairs. Both this area and the upstairs is not accessible to the dog, so I don't have to worry about her getting them. And I'll bring in as many as I can. I won't be able to bring them all. I'm heading out to the greenhouse right now to open it up because it's a warm day today. It was cool during the night, so I'm closing it at night and opening it during the day. But your Coleus will not overwinter in an unheated greenhouse. So don't even attempt it. It just won't work. You can't bring them back out into a heated greenhouse, an unheated greenhouse, until probably around May, because the nighttime temperatures needs to be above 40 degrees for them to, especially for the younger plants. The older plants can take a little bit more colder weather than what the younger ones can. But that is what one way, or 3 ways to overwinter your Coleuses. And as you can see, I still have a bunch here to go through. I got 2. Is that 2 or 1? That's one big pot. So I got one big pot here. I got another one here, and I got another one here. Now this one's a pot that I can lift up. I'm not for sure. This one's in the ground. So I'll have to decide whether I'm going to just take cuttings from it or whether I'm going to try to lift it. You can lift it. I still got some basil to dry before it gets much colder. So, and I got my oregano that just didn't do that well this year. I'm going to have to take it, and it can overwinter in the greenhouse. It overwintered last year, and then I had a little, we had a cold spell, and I kind of forgot about it and didn't water it. And it's just now starting to perk back up. Up there's my Tabby. Hello, Tab. You gonna come and help me? All right. So I hope you learned something. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost anything. Hit the bell icon. That way you'll know when I'm on next, which is usually on a Friday morning for the Life with Sunny Lee. My other channel, Country Girl, is on Monday and Thursday. So if you could go over there and see what I'm doing on that one also. And remember, dream big and follow that dream. Bye for now.